You join me today for a very impromptu video. Welcome to the channel if you've never been here before. I'm Christy. Here I like to talk about all kinds of weird and witchy shit, from witchcraft, manifestation, wellness, love to chat about tarot, astrology, kind of anything a little bit mystical. And my whole vibe here is to make the mystical a little bit more approachable, because it's such a wide topic with so many conflicting opinions, and I'm just here to give it to you in the basic witch way. And today I wanted to talk about the concept of acting as if. So if you are in like the manifestation, law of attraction sphere, this is probably something that you will hear all the time, that you should be acting as if. Sorry, my nose is running, I must do something about that. So acting as if is a manifestation technique that's there to put you into the headspace and the vibration of already having the thing that you wish to attract. I'm sure if you're already into manifestation, you're not new to this idea. However, it can be hard to actually understand what it means. So that's what I aim to help you with today. I don't have a script. Like I said, this video, I literally just thought 30 seconds before I turn my camera on, I'm going to film a video. So if it's rambly, it's rambly. I'll leave timestamps if there's like a particular thing that you want to go towards. I don't even know what I'm going to say, man. I'm not in control of the words that come out of my mouth, so hopefully this is cohesive and helpful. So acting as if is exactly what it sounds like. You act in the way that you would if you already had your manifestation, which is an incredibly tricky thing to do, especially if you're manifesting something that is like so huge or so different to the life that you're living right now. So it can kind of feel like you're living in delusion instead of acting as if. And honestly, don't get me wrong, delusion can get you pretty fucking far in life, but I'm going to try and tackle this in a way that's a little bit more approachable and easy to understand, and isn't going to get you locked in a mental asylum. What acting as if really is a way to help you embody the version of you that you will be when you get the thing that you want. It helps you get into that vibration, but it also helps to rewire your brain and any limiting beliefs that you have to kind of think, well, this thing is possible for me because I'm already doing all the things that I would be doing if I had that thing. I'm going to give lots of examples because I think that's a really good way to wrap your head around it. I'll start by using myself. I'm currently in the process of manifesting my dream house. It will be my first home that I will have bought. I've always rented, so it can feel like a big leap to go from renting to buying a house. And not only that, I want to have done it by the end of this year. I want to have moved into my house by December at the very latest, beginning of December to be honest. And that's going to be quite a quick process that's going to happen. And then there is obviously some doubts that creep in, like, oh, what if I don't have enough money to do it? What if I don't find the ideal home? You know that there can be like complications once you've found a house that you want to buy. Actually getting it and moving into it is going to be like such a stressful time. It's really, really normal for things like this to come up, but to kind of help prepare my mind and my vibration for me moving house, I'm going to start acting as if. That doesn't mean that I'm just going to like see this new house that I want, grab the keys and just like start letting myself in, like, surprise bitches, this is my home now. Like I said, I'm giving you tips that are not going to get you locked away anywhere, and what I'm going to actually do is a lot more tame than that. So the flat I'm currently in has a load of issues as to why it's not going to be our kind of place where we want to be forever. One being that we don't own it, but then there's loads of other things that irritate me about the place, such as it's a little bit small, there's a wasp nest outside, so anytime I open my windows there's wasps, there's mould in the bathroom that is currently getting fixed, but it's taken a really, really long time to do. There's a lot of stuff that makes this a not ideal place for me to like want to be living in long term. So what I'm telling myself when any of these things piss me off, I'm getting into the headspace of, okay, it doesn't have to be that big of a deal because it's not forever, because soon I'll be moving into my dream home. Soon I'll be like moving house anyway. It's alright. Soon I'll be moving into like my new flat or whatever. And it can be literally as simple as that. I'm not letting myself get hung up on all of these details of all the things that are pissing me off, because soon enough it's not going to be my worry anymore, and I'm not going to really have to think about it for too much longer. Also, because all of that aside, I actually do love this flat. I've got so many lovely memories here. Like I think I will feel very sad when I leave this flat, because it was the first home that me and my husband had together, and it was where he was living already when we first started seeing each other. So like I have a lot of emotional ties to the place. I love the area that we're in. There is so much about this flat that I really, really love. So I know that there will be like an element of sadness when I eventually do move. So I'm also shifting myself into the mindset of being super grateful for the flat right now. So I'm super grateful that I get to spend time here, because I know it's not forever. I'm super thankful for all the memories, and that we get to make a couple more memories here before it's time for us to move on. And not only obviously does that make me feel a lot happier, we know that gratitude is like one of the best ways to attract other things, because when I'm in my new house, I'm going to be feeling extremely blessed, extremely grateful, extremely happy. So I'm acting as if by feeling extremely blessed, extremely grateful and extremely happy already while I'm in this situation. So that's some kind of mindset shifts that I'm doing, and you can apply this to like whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. So that's some mindset shifts that you can implement, and you can apply that to whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. But some physical things that I'm going to start doing as well while I'm here is clearing out any things that I will not be bringing with me to my new home, because I know I've only got a few months to kind of prepare for that, and I know like I have like a lot of clothes, a lot of furniture, just like a lot of like little things that I know that I'm not going to be bringing with me. So instead of waiting until like I already like have the keys for my home, I may as well just get ahead of the process and start clearing things out now. So over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be clearing out my wardrobe, getting rid of any like old clothes that I don't want. I'm going to be clearing out just anything that I know that I don't want to bring with me. And I'm also going to be starting to already kind of look at furniture that I do want, maybe creating like a Pinterest mood board of like how I want to decorate my new home. Look at kind of like prices for things, like we're going to need to buy like all new like white goods and stuff like that. Have ones in mind, because it's not going to be too long before we're actually already needing to think about those things. And acting as if can really just be as simple as that. A couple of mindset shifts and a couple of physical things to do that kind of puts you in the way of, okay, well, I'm preparing for this thing to happen to me. And you can use this for literally anything in your life. Before I met my husband, one of the things that I did when I was trying to manifest a relationship was I cleared out all of like my underwear that like wasn't like cute underwear, because I was like, okay, well, when I like meet this guy, I'm obviously going to be wanting to be wearing like cute underwear all the time. So like I cleared out anything that wasn't that. Again, that was like in the way of like acting as if I wasn't going around like being like, oh my god, like this is my boyfriend, like I have a new boyfriend, like anything like that. I was just like making shifts. Like, you know, like you hear like you should clear a drawer out for if you're trying to manifest someone, because then that will like leave space for them. That's like the same kind of vibe. I personally didn't clear a drawer out because I barely have a fucking enough room for myself. I've got so much shit. But I did start clearing out things of mine that version of myself that had the relationship wouldn't be wearing. I also emotionally addressed some shit that I kind of like reflected on myself, and issues that I didn't want to carry on into a relationship. So I like sorted my shit out so that I felt like I was like the best version of myself before stepping into that, because that's like a big part of the process as well, is like kind of like a purging of everything that you don't want to carry with you, and then adding things into your life that makes you embody that version of you. With YouTube, for instance, this has always been like a really big manifestation block for me for some reason. Like, I've always wanted to grow my channel and have like a bigger following, and I would love to make like an income from YouTube one day. It's just always been like a really huge block for me, whereas some places I can like shift and manifest things dead easy, and then for some reason this is like a really huge block of mine. So I feel like to get around that, my kind of acting as if going forward is going to be posting videos as if I had 10,000 subscribers or whatever the next step ahead is for me. I feel like as well, like a part of it is if I start thinking to myself, I have 2 million subscribers, my brain starts getting a little bit like, I don't like what you're saying here, that seems wrong. So I think to myself, maybe like 10,000 would be like a big hurdle, or even like 1,000, even being like monetized on YouTube. I just start posting and talking to the camera as if I already have that. What else could you be wanting to use it on? Oh yeah, for instance, like if you're manifesting a new job, and the job that you're at currently, similarly to the house, you kind of start just letting stuff go that maybe is like bugging you at your job, because you're like, okay, I'm looking for this new job is coming into my life, I don't really need to let any of this bother me anymore, so I'm going to let the weight be gone from me, because when you are in this new job that you do love, you're not going to have that heavy weight of burden on your shoulders. You're going to be feeling much lighter, you're going to be feeling much happier, and that's what you're trying to embody here with the acting as if. As well as that, you're obviously going to be like looking at jobs that you want, making sure that you're like fully qualified for whatever it is that you're going for. If it's like a different field that you work in, say for instance you're going to be like working in an office and you don't have any like cute office clothes, maybe you buy 1 or 2 things. Doesn't really have to be like don't obviously spend a fortune if you don't have a fortune to spend, but you know, you could maybe start prepping yourself for that next version of you. I think it's also a really good way to like approach if you're trying to manifest something to do with health and fitness as well, because rather than hammering down on being like, okay, then if I want to get to this, then I must go to the gym 5 times a week and force myself into doing this and force myself into doing that. If you start acting as if the version of you who's already like healthy or super fit or whatever it is that you want, then you're naturally just going to become that person, because you're literally acting as if, oh, like the person who's like happy and fit and like full of like energy or whatever has like a smoothie every morning for breakfast. I don't fucking know what healthy people do, whatever. Like that version of me gets up an hour before work and does any kind of workout, doesn't have to be going to the gym just because it's like a part of their lifestyle. And then again, it just becomes a whole lot easier to actually integrate into your life. A lot of our blocks and our barriers come from things feeling really unattainable to us. But the more we start to act as if and become that version of ourselves that already has the thing, the easier and easier it gets, because the more and more we embody this. So I think that's like a big thing that's really missing when people talk about manifestation. People say you have to change your thoughts, you have to change your thoughts, you have to change your thoughts, you have to change your thoughts. But people don't often think about the aspect of embodying the version of you that has that thing, and that's like a big missing element of it. It's not about being crazy, it's not about being super delusional, it's not about lying to yourself or other people. Like, I'm not going to like go out and like start telling my friends like, oh, I'm moving into my new house next week. Like, obviously I'm not saying that to people, or I'm not saying to people, oh yeah, like I have like 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and a big part of my income actually comes from my YouTube, because right now that's a lie. My brain knows it's a lie, my friends know it's a lie. But the things that I can say is I'm prepping to move out. We're currently looking at houses, which we are, like we're going to like flat viewings and stuff. That's like all stuff that's true, and it's breaking down those barriers in my brain that tell me that I can't have that thing. And it's also aligning my energy with that thing, because every single time I act as if and become that person who has that thing, step closer and closer into that version of me, that's when those barriers start to break down and you can really become that version of you, and the things that once seemed super unattainable don't seem that unattainable anymore. I feel like I had something else to say. I feel like I just blacked out for like 20 minutes and I can't fully remember anything that I said. Maybe none of it was useful. Maybe it was all a complete ramble. Hopefully it all made cohesive sense. Who's to say, because like I said, I'm not fully in charge of the words that come out of my mouth. Oh, and one last thing, if you find it quite hard to know what that acting as if would look like for you, either get into meditation and really try and like visualize that version of you and what that version of you is up to. What is the things that they're doing? If you found out that you were meeting your dream partner next week, what would you start doing today? If you found out that you were getting the keys to your new home in 3 months' time, what would you start doing right this second in time? If you found out that you were just about to get an offer for a job that like pays you more money than you've ever had, that is like your total like dream, what would you be doing to prepare for that? Would you be buying new clothes? Would you be planning your like commute to work? Would you be studying and brushing up on things that you wanted to be a little bit more knowledgeable on? Would you be like updating like your LinkedIn or whatever? And you can literally write yourself a list of everything that that version of you does. And this doesn't have to be big things. This can be small little things, like you might have going for like a little matcha on your list, which sounds really stupid, but if you think that that's something that that version of you would do on their like lunch break, they would go and get like a little iced matcha and like their cute little like office clothes or whatever, like then it's not really stupid because it's helping you embody that version of you. The version of me that has the home that they want, loves their home, cares for their home, really connects with the energy of their home, any spirits that live there, just really appreciates the place that they're in. So I want to do that also while I'm here, because it will help me get to the next level, but also because I know I'm not going to be here for much longer, and that actually does fill me with sadness. There's so much about this home that I'll miss, but we have outgrown the home, and that's just the cycle of life, which is very hard for me to get on board with because I hate goodbyes, but life is nothing if not a continuous cycle of death and rebirth. Anyway, I hope that this has been cohesive and useful. If it has, please let me know your top acting as if tips, and I will see you again soon. Bye.